Thank you everyone for joining us. Today we're going to talk about our summer programs that we have available. I want to welcome those that have joined us. We have Miss Cade, who's the principal of Snyder Intermediate School. We have Miss Rhodes, the principal of Snyder Primary School. And we have Mr. Rush. He is the principal at Snyder Junior High School. We have Anna Montoya, who works in public relations at the junior high school. And my name is Valerie Morris. You didn't catch that at the beginning when I was talking and muted. I'm the public information officer at Snyder ISD, and I'm going to be asking some questions that have been submitted to our guests. And if you have a question at any time, we're doing this Zoom a little differently. If you've been on some of our Family Connection Zooms in the past, we've done those in a webinar format. But today we're doing this a little differently. We'll see how it goes. This is actually a live Zoom where your microphones and your cameras are off by default. I always have people ask me that, unless you turn it on. So if you don't want to be seen, you are not seen unless you turn that on. If you do have a question, you're welcome to use the chat feature in Zoom. Some people like that because they can ask the questions as we go along. And at the end, if you want, we'll have a Q&A session. If you want to unmute yourself and ask a question, please feel free to do that. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started with some questions that we have here that have been submitted. And let's talk about the summer school opportunities that we have. Some of us use the term summer school. We're also using the term jumpstart. So as we go through, there's going to be some new terms that are thrown out there to you. And that's okay. We're going to explain all that to you. Okay. So can we start off with and let me say this real quick too. High school will be coming out with more information on high school summer programs as those things are announced. So if you're only here for high school, we'll be releasing that information soon, but we're going to go over the programs for pre-K through 8th grade that we have available. So tell me a little bit about optional summer enrichment activities that we have available. Anna, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I can. So this year we're a little different. Most of you know that ACE is no longer a district program. We are now funded through a new source, which is called the ADSE program. And Katie and Kanita, if you want to jump in at any time, please feel free to do so. Our enrichment programs this year will be held only in the afternoon, and it will be provided for the students that attended in the morning that came in for those academic sessions. They will be for grades pre-K through 5th from about 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Now there will be a morning session too. Can you talk about?
There is a morning session our morning session will be more of an academic, and it's not necessarily summer school or start prep. It's a little bit different. We introduced a little bit of it last year along with our ACE program, our summer ACE program. And so the students are a little familiar. If you're new to it, what it is we do academic math. We focus on math and reading in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll provide some additional, some hands-on social studies and science kind of incorporated with some enrichment activities.
So technically, if you're there in the morning, you're going to come in the afternoon as well?
That is the expectation that we have, again, due to different changes in programs. This ADSE requirement is a attendance required program, and so it will, if you're there in the morning, more than likely we would hope that you'd like to stay after school to continue. It is a 90% attendance requirement is included in this program, and so that'll be taken into consideration for early pickups and things like that.
So is this what's referred to as the Jumpstart program?
It is. This is the Jumpstart program.
Okay, so Jumpstart is for pre-K through 5th grade, correct?
Yes.
And what are the hours of that program?
The program hours will be 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. One of our other enrichment activities will be mostly on Fridays, kind of depending on scheduling. So we change it up on, don't hold me to that Friday, but we try to schedule some different field trips to, kind of give the students a little bit more of some exposure to the outdoor learning. And
okay, and when does the program technically start? What date does it start and end?
it will start May 31st and it will go through July the 8th.
Okay. And we have all this information on our website too, just so you know, if you're in the car or you don't have something to write with, you can go to snyderisd.net/summer, and you can find all of these dates and times there as well. Mr. Rush, can you tell us a little bit about the junior high program?
So junior high program is a little bit different. We are going still from the 31st, but we are getting done on July 1st. So we're going to get done before the 4th, but it is really designed around students who need additional help. Especially we focus on math, we focus on reading language arts, and we focus on attendance makeup. So ours is more of a requirement so that you get to move on to the next grade. It's not the enrichment piece. It's like the true summer school for you to come back and get caught up on all of your things.
Okay, and can you tell us a little bit about Ms. Rhodes, Ms. Cade, Mr. Rush, who would you recommend to enroll in these programs? Now, Mr. Rush, may be a little bit of a different story for yours, and I'll let you touch on that. But who is this program available for, or how will a parent know if their student might be recommended to take the summer program?
So here at the junior high, Ms. Maben has already got letters ready to send out. Any student who has failed 2 or more core courses is going to be required to come to this summer program. And then on the other end of that, Dr. Parker's also working with her because any student who has too many absences will be put on that list that they have to come as well. So those are really the 2 types that we are mainly targeting.
Okay, and Ms. Rhodes and Ms. Cade?
So at our level, summer school, just that few weeks that we have in the summer is not really intended to catch a student up that might be recommended for retention. And there's absolutely no way that they could make up a whole year if they were that far behind. But what teachers are doing is they are looking at their students, their classes, and looking at the kids that they think will benefit from that 5-week program, both for intervention and for enrichment. And so if you do not hear from your teacher, we're probably going to wait until about the 1st of May to start contacting parents about that. But if you don't hear from your teacher and you feel like that your student would benefit from that program, the thing that, like what Anna said before, is attendance is very important because everything is based for summer school on attendance. And so it won't just be a drop in, hey, I want my kid to come on Monday and Tuesday and not the rest of the week. We want you to commit for the whole time if you feel like that your student would benefit from that program. So wait to hear from your teachers after a few weeks, and we'll try to accommodate everyone.
And that's the same for my campus. And then I did see in the chat, someone asked about vacations and things. I think Anna said you have to be here 90% of the time. So if you do have to miss some of the days, that's okay, but we want them here for 90% of that time. And my teachers will be doing the same. They'll be reaching out and recommending certain students to come. But like Ms. Rhodes said, if you're wanting your kid in the program, just reach out to us and we'll definitely look at that and see if we can make it work. I think it'll just depend on enrollment, Anna, and then we'll look based on need for the student.
Yes. We did submit a plan that leaves room available for a parent to request. It is part of our plan. However, it is a first come, first serve, and the way that we categorize it is teacher referrals, principal referrals, and then parent request. So, and then in the chat, I also see some of the questions about attendance, and I'll get to that. I don't when Valerie's ready, but we will be addressing that here shortly.
Well, I think that's a perfect segue. I mean, tell me a little bit about attendance. This program is a little different than last year based on how we're getting funded for it, because we do hire teachers. You know, this is something additional that we do in paying for the teachers to come, the extra staff to come, food and transportation and all of that too. So can you talk a little bit about the attendance and what's required and why?
So this year, and I only refer to ACE because it is a question a parent has submitted in here saying that their student attended last year. And so it will be a little different. We kind of started to incorporate the attendance rule last year. We were a little lenient on that. And again, yes, if you have a scheduled vacation prior to, just come visit with us, but it is going to take a commitment of 90% attendance. The funding source is now a federal grant, which is called ADSE. And this is our funding is based on ADA. And so if we have students registering that cannot commit, and, you know, say we have 10 of them registered in one class, they're not consistently coming, or we're not meeting our ADA requirements, we're not able to fund the program. And it's not necessarily that it's about funding, you know, or money. It's just that without the attendance, this is the source of income for this. So I don't want anyone to feel it's all about money, you know, but I mean, we can't fund the program if we don't have the students present. And it does take a lot of, you know, we have support staff, we have teachers, there's supplies. And so there's a lot of things that to take into consideration.
And just real quick, if you are not familiar with some of the acronyms, ADSE is additional day school year. So they're treating it kind of like a school year. And then ADA is average daily attendance. And so those two are tied together for this particular program so that we have to maintain a certain average daily attendance in order to receive the funding to be able to provide this summer program.
And it's just as we do for the regular school year.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, another question here is the summer camps. I have spoke to Coach Wood, and he sent out, we're in communication with the other coaches that host camps, because I know we don't want anyone to be left out of a camp. We don't want anyone to not participate. It is a small town, and, you know, we kind of have to share our students. So we're trying to work a plan where our students can at least attend the academic portion of the day, which is the most important, and somehow incorporate that enrichment in the afternoon. You know, we know that they are going to an enrichment program. Therefore, we will, if they're there, we'll try not, you know, it won't affect their attendance in the afternoon if that's when they do it. We're working out a plan. If it happens that they have to have them in the day because it's so hot, you know, we're trying to work out a plan that works best for everyone. But the most important key here is communication. If you parents can communicate with us what your plans are, then we can plan ahead for that.
So one of the other things that we have a question about is meals, and they will be providing meals this year through the cafeteria, for students that are attending the Jump Start. Mr. Rush, did you mention what time your programs are?
I don't know if I did or not, but we're going from 8 a.m. to 11:30. So already been talking with Dylan over in food services. They will provide breakfast for them, and then students will be provided with a take-home lunch at the end of that time. So they'll be given something for both meals during the day. Exactly what that's going to look like, don't know yet. So,
okay. And transportation, that's another question.
For the Jumpstart program, once you have enrolled, we will send out a parent letter with a link to request transportation. This year it will be a little bit different. If you enrolled last year, we picked up door to door, and that is not going to be an option this year. We are going to go ahead and only use the stops that are already in place, but there is transportation, and we will send out that form for you guys to fill out that request.
And
the junior high, the transportation is going to happen, and it will be in the morning at those regular stops, and then again at noon, because like I said, they're going to be leaving us around 11:30.
And for us, it will only be an AM and a 3 p.m. You know, we'll only have the morning drop off and the afternoon drop off for the Jumpstart primary and intermediate programs.
Okay.
I have a question here. What do you mean stops like the regular bus stops? Yes. You know, if, for example, if we drop them off at the Travis, or if, you know, whatever your regular drop off and pickup time is right now, that's where we will be picking your student up. If your child doesn't ride the bus right now, but it is an accommodation that we need to make for the summer, transportation will assign you the area that they need to be in for pickup.
Okay. And if someone is new to the district, or perhaps their student will be starting pre-K, are they eligible to attend this program?
No, the way that we are running our programs, we are staying with the current year. So if you were in pre-K this year, we'll focus on pre-K. You know, you will be enrolled in, for the summer, you will be enrolled in your current grade level. Again, due to the funding source, the source will only fund students that are already currently enrolled in Snyder ISD. Therefore, they have to be enrolled as of May 30, the last day of school. They have to be a student of Snyder ISD. I know that we've had, you know, because we live in a small community where students attend other schools. But if your child goes to Iron Hermely, for example, they will not be able to attend our summer program. They have to be enrolled currently in Snyder ISD.
Okay. We had another question. So it will start at 8 and be over at 3, correct? So yes. That is correct. And as far as where they can enroll, is enrollment open? How do they fill out a form with their interest?
We were hoping to have this meeting before we released the enrollment. That way we can clarify any questions that were made. It will be published this week. Enrollment will. It will be open this week. And again, the teachers will be sending the links to the parents that are interested, or to the students they feel like they need to. And then once we have a better gauge of how many students we're serving, then we'll release it. But again, if you know that you need your child to attend, you want them to attend, and the teachers and reaching out to you like Ms. Rhodes and Ms. Cade said, just contact myself, contact your teacher, you know, send me an email, and we'll see what we can do to work it out.
So as far as they will, but you probably won't hear from your teacher until the beginning of May, correct?
That's what Ms. Rhodes said, right? Ms. Cade, is that the same thing at your campus?
Yes.
Okay. So the next question was, if a parent goes ahead and completes the form, does that mean that they are automatically accepted into the program?
Not necessarily. If somehow, because, you know, we have some parents that will share our link. And so the teachers, we'll have to look into how they came about it, and we'll have conversations with the teachers. But filling out the form doesn't necessarily enroll your student. We will have an actual enrollment application. In the past, we've had the release form signed pre-ACE, you know, kind of they attended tutorials at one point or another, a parent had signed the waivers. And so this year we have to put out an additional application. So once that Google form just lets me know I'm interested and I want to commit to it, and then I will send them the application to complete, or the teacher will.
Okay. So there is a chance, so we talked about this is based on availability, and priority will be given to those students who the teacher has identified first, correct?
Yes, ma'am. We, like I said, we have put we wrote into the grant an allowance for students that were not recommended, that would be parent referrals, but that again the students that need it per teacher request will take precedence. And that's just, there's a lot of data that is collected through this grant as well. And so it is focused to help students, again, like Ms. Rhodes said, not students that are going to be held back and will catch up a whole year, but students that are probably, on borderline or performing right below grade level, just that will benefit from the growth. Students that are probably even on grade level, but the teacher can see that they could the summer will cost a regression for them.
Okay, and we had a question, how old does my child have to be in this program? And this is available for any student that has completed pre-K through 5th grade at Snyder ISD. So hopefully that answers the question. It's not really age-based, but the grade completed this year. Okay. Let's see here. We're talking about meals. We've talked about the registration form. I think we've answered most of the questions. Just scrolling. Am I missing anyone there? You can see. And feel free to type in a question if you would like to ask. Okay, I think I've covered all the questions in the chat. Is there anyone that would like to unmute and ask us a question? Or Ms. Rhodes, Ms. Kay, do y'all have any questions that you'd like to, or answers? Mr. Rush, anything? Oh, okay. Are there any programs for junior high children that don't qualify for these programs? Mr. Rush?
At this time, there is not. It's only going to be the true summer school type program where students are working on credit recovery.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, I don't know if you have somebody that if you're looking for some activities for your child to do, I would certainly suggest looking into some of the athletic camps that might be available if they're interested in those. Those will be released here in the coming weeks. So that might be something to do for your child. I don't know. There'll also be other community camps that are posted for for older children. And I know there is a site on Facebook called Fun for Kids Snyder, and they will share some of those events and activities that are going on throughout the summer that you might check out as well.
Yes, the dates are May 31st through July 8th. We will be off on July the 5th. It's a district holiday, so that will be the only day that we're off. For the days available, we have someone asking, when will we know? If you will email me, I don't want you to hold off. If you know that you need to get your child enrolled, if you will email me, and I will type my email in the chat box, just send me an email. And of course I will get with the teacher and I will work. I don't want to discourage anyone that knows they will need their student to attend from applying or going elsewhere. We would love to keep our students here. So if you know that you need your child to attend, send me an email and I will start compiling that list. Again, it is first come, first serve. So I would send it for the open spots. So I would send that as soon as possible. If you know you need them to attend, go ahead and send that in, and I'll shoot you the link for the to fill out the form, the interest form.
We also had a question about Head Start. This person has a daughter that's 2 and will be 3 in June. And he's wondering if there's a Head Start program for her. Do you all have any information about Head Start that you can provide?
I know that I think it's also called Jumpstart.
Jets, is that what you're?
Oh, Jets. Yes,
Yes.
that one.
Yes.
We have Jets. I do know that in the past they have offered some programs, so I don't know if maybe reaching out to them for the 2 to 3 year olds. However, they are not. I believe you have to qualify to have it free or reduced, but they do take that age group. And then as far as the district, we only do like what would be PPCD, but that's a requirement of screening. So that's completely different from anything that I would host or we at Snyder Jumpstart.
And that is
not, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Your email address, you left off the D on the ISD. I just don't want
great.
the wrong email address.
So
not Snyder.
I will post the number for Jets in the chat as well, and it's JETS, and that is it's called Jumpstart Enrichment, and I'm not sure the T and the S, but that is actually run out of one of our old Snyder ISD campuses at Stanfield, and I'm going to post that number if you want to call and get more information about what they have available. You can do that. What is the first day of the upcoming school year? That has not been officially set yet. The proposed calendar will be presented to the board this evening at tonight's board meeting. And so we're waiting to see if they approve our proposed calendar before that is official. But as soon as we have that, we promise we'll get it out to you on Parent Square. We'll have it online and everywhere else so that we can put it. So, any other questions? All right, we're almost at 30 minutes, so we can hang on here for the next minute. If you have a question, feel free to ask in the chat or unmute and ask us. And if not, we'll also post a recording of this online too, so that if somebody wants to watch it or you want to share it with somebody who was not able to attend, you can. And you are welcome. Thank y'all for joining us. We're glad to be able to do this to give you some more information. And certainly this does not have to be the end of our conversation. If you have questions, reach out to your child's campus. You can email Anna. You can even email questions@snyderisd.net. I manage that email address, but I can get your question to whoever you need. If you're not quite sure and you can't remember who to reach out to, we'll be glad to get you to the right person. So thanks again for joining us. We hope everyone has a great day. Take care.